Friday the 13th, 1980 is a movie about a group of teens who head out to Camp Crystal Lake. It's their job to help fix up the place and get it ready to reopen, since it's been a ghost camp since the 50s. Well, in typical horror movie fashion, things don't go down according to plan, because a deranged killer is out in the woods, picking them off one by one. Now, let's talk about it.
Name the killer in Friday the 13th.
Jason!
Mrs. Voorhees was the original killer. Jason didn't show up until the sequel.
Unless you're brand spanking new to the horror genre and never heard of Friday the 13th, I know this comes as no surprise to anyone, but spoiler alert, Jason's mom is the killer. I think it's pretty cool. You don't typically see small old women acting as the big mean slasher. Betsy Palmer did a fantastic job as Pamela Voorhees, and her little monologue in the cabin still gives me goosebumps.
Jason, my only child. I couldn't let them open this place again. Could I? Not after what happened.
As for the other characters, they were alright, I guess. Nothing special. You've got Alice, the typical horror movie good girl. Brenda and Marcy, the other two horror NPCs that happen to be female. You've got the horny man Ned, Bill, who is, just Bill. And then there's Kevin Bacon. He's the one with the really pale ass. Oh, and I almost forgot, there's Steve. Man, poor Steve. I almost forgot about you, buddy.
Why?
Oh, never mind. All the other characters outside of Mrs. Voorhees are really just okay. Nothing special. They're the most basic cannon fodder you could possibly get in the horror genre. I loved Annie though, which is nuts to say because she might have been in a total of like 5 minutes. I think she could have made a great final girl, and it's a shame she never made it to camp. Moving on to the kills, they vary between good and okay. Quite a few were off screen, but then you get really cool stuff, like Annie's throat slit, Marcy's axing, Kevin's throat stab, Pamela's beheading. It's a mixed bag, cause then you get shit like a body being thrown through a window or a body pinned to the door. For every cool kill, there's a pretty lame one that follows it. And finally worth mentioning, I thought the music was pretty good. There's very few movies I walk away from and think about the music, but the Friday series has some really good stuff. In the end, I would rate 1980's Friday the 13th a 7 out of 10. It's one of the most generic slasher movies you could ever watch, but don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of fun, and the kills along with the performance by Betsy Palmer alone make this thing well worth the watch. If you've seen this movie, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, I'll catch you next time. Have a nice day.
Looking for more horror fun?
You're goddamn right.
Then check out the VHS comic book series, a parody of the horror genre that follows the lives of 3 teens as they fight to survive a horror movie, where every day is loaded with blood, boobs, and buds. The first 2 issues can be found in the description below.
I was obsessed with the VHS.